Hi guys, it's me, just Winston again, and for this video that I will be dedicated to the month of love, February 2026, I figured I'd have a little bit of fun with you guys, because this is something that I like to do on YouTube videos and shorts and say polls online and stuff like about like romance and things like that nature. So I tend to have fun with it. And you know how people always say that, oh, my ex did this, my ex that, my ex is such a wonderful person, and we're friends now and all of this stuff. Well, I personally don't believe that people can be married or be in a relationship with somebody and have it get serious or physical or whatever you want to call it, and then having a break or break up or whatever the case is, and you still be hunky-dory with that person 100%. There's always going to be a little bit of negative feelings about it. You know, what might not go up for you, or this person got that I don't have, or does did that person perform better than I do, or whatever the case is, or does he speak Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, whatever, what have you, better than I can. So there's always gonna be like a little bit of tension between two people that break up and stuff, and there's gotta be a good reason why they broke up in the first place. So I've taken that to a new level, and I made fun of it. And I'll tell you why in a moment. But whenever they have like a poll about like horrible things that people have done in the past and all that stuff, I always say my ex is worse off than that, or my ex did this, my ex did that, my ex is a horrible person, my ex is a racist, is a sexist, is whatever else you could pick up for it. My ex eats babies. She eats dog cats. She pissed on me and all that stuff. So I tend to take the most extreme things that you can say about a person, and I make it funny. And people on the poll are like, "What the hell? Why you with such a horrible, nasty person?" You know, that could arguably be worse than our current president, which I've just found out with named in the Epstein files a whopping million times, at least a million times. So it's gotta be pretty bad when you're compared to that guy. But no, I tend to think of it as funny and humorous for a reason that I will get to shortly. Now, as far as our parents goes, my parents and me are very liberal with that. We don't care what the person looks like, or anything of that nature, because I just want someone that love me and care for me and be nice to me and all that, regardless of whatever they look like. So I tend to make fun of that too, saying that my dear sweet ex had the Bible portions of an anglerfish with the skin type and complexion of a puffer fish. She was such a sweet woman, that one, Connie, and she had a kiss in her mouth, much like that of a coal snail, hence the name Connie. So, yeah, she always, whenever we would kiss, she filled my lives with morphine or some other poison that I don't know about. And I would always say the worst things about my ex and all of this stuff because I find it very funny. I'll get to the punchline in a minute. So anyway, people are like, well, dude, you're just like a real monster. You know, how did you get with a person like that? Well, the answer is very simple, really. Over the few years, I've seen people in relationships who have who are stuck up about themselves, who are aggressive toward their partners and toward other people that go into the partnerships. And I'm like, I would never do that. I would never be like that. So the fact that no one ever gave me a chance to be happy with love and stuff makes it a real good punchline for what I'm gonna say next. I had no exes, even though I've been looking for love for 20 plus years now. So I find it really humorous that I can make fun of the non-love that I had. Whereas, you know, if I did find a lady love of mine, that even if she did look like a pufferfish or an anglerfish or some other type of lion type of bird of mine, all that stuff, I still would say she looks like Princess Peach from Mario, or she looks like Samus Aran or something about her, so that I would build her up to be more than what she is. But because I had no ex, I cannot put that imaginary person down all the time because it helps me feel better and it makes a good like what the fuck moment on, like say a poll about something about a nasty attack of an animal or something like that, or my ex like the way he did this to her or when he did that to her, you know, in a romantic sexual sense. So I find that very funny, and people are like, yeah. Well, why were you with this person if you would like that? To which I say, don't worry, I had no ex. That's a very rare statement for someone to say. You know, regardless of how they look, they always have an ex story that they can tell. Like, oh, my ex was cheating on me with another guy, or I was caught cheating with another person, so that's why I'm single now. And my ex left me for another richer person, or whatever the case is. Whereas I can see that and make fun of it. And say that, no, this horrible, demented, psychotic, off medication person is a horrible beast of the love. I still loved her. I still loved her like she was human. Kind of like the reverse of the Beauty and the Beast story, where the woman involved is is a beast, quite literally. But there are some lines that I will not cross. I will not say that the person was a such person. Like I won't go into negative territory. Like oh, this person was a bitch or the C word or something else. And I would never go into the whole you know, I didn't like this person because they were gay. I don't not like people because they're gay. In fact, most of the people that my friends at the gym are gay. So that's not something I would go into. Also, I would never say I don't like this person because they're transgender, or because they trick me into some kind of sexual act or something. I won't do that. That's something I won't do. I won't get into a romantic relationship with someone that's transgender, but I certainly would be their friend if that were the case. Because there's enough hatred toward them that I don't need to add anything to that, anything fake or fictional about a person. Because for all I know, someone could read that and start attacking someone that is transgender because of what I say. And I don't need that on my conscience. Yes, I do have a conscience. And his name is Jimmy Cricket. But yeah, I can have a lot of fun with this because there is no limitation on what my imaginary ex will do. Let's say, will do for attention, or there are no limitation to what my ex did for me during our sexual relationship. And you can take that far however you want. We were into S&M, hentai, all kinds of other bad, questionable shit. Except for the stuff that's literally against the law, like pedophilia or blade or flame, when we're in the middle of sex time and stuff. I won't do that. I won't do that for love. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. Even with someone that's fictional. Which, by the way, even in my fantasy woman, she's accepting of my disability, and she likes me for who I am. And even though I got bad stuff to say about my fictional ex, in which all of her flaws are on her sleeve, if you will. As when she wears clothing. I know that she's very anti-clothing. She likes to walk around all fours, released around her neck. So do I. But that's the point. I'm talking about my ex right now. And she often told me that she was a mixture of different ethnicities, and that's okay with my book. I like that. I like multiple. I like people with multiple ethnicities inside them. That's very groovy to me. So yeah, please join me in my bandwagon of picking on my poor defenseless imaginary ex for this. Like Hattie Pierce in the Big Mama House series. The one in the suit. Martin Lawrence in the suit. That was actually really funny to me. Got a nice little soft spot for it, for that movie. Anyway, because he didn't actually know the actual Hattie Mae Pierce, so he could make up whatever he wanted to for that. Yeah, it really is kind of sucky that he made up a character with a black-faced version of a big person like that, but still it's pretty funny. Look, like my professor only the low grade version of that movie with Amy Murphy. So anyway, come making more comments about my ex that could be funny. Honestly, she's the big as a house, she's ugly as anything else, and just have fun with it because the ex doesn't exist. I've had no exes. Unfortunately, they don't all live in Texas. Which, it does sound any good. Anyway, I thank you for watching my video on my ex. I like make fun of and all this stuff. And I did this for my month of love in February in 2026. Also, when I was with my ex, I always say stuff like that. Yes, dear. No, dear. Always right, dear. And then, and she let me, when we broke up, I would always say, you know, how much of a little, pain in the ass she was to all this stuff. Much like in reality, I know that I named Robert, we always say that I'm tired of picking my wife's shit and stuff. Meanwhile, whenever she was with her, we would call her babe. Even though she was say at least 10 years older than he was. So yeah, that's insanely funny to me. Anyway, if you like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos, just like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And you can also contact me for future information on my future videos by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And you can find me on Twitter or X at PNelsonPro. You can also find me you can also get me on my email at jjviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute all you guys out there who have exes and oozes and and everybody else with fun and all that. And in relationships right now, count yourself as very, very lucky. Or you could be like me that has no luck whatsoever in the field of love and romance and all that other crazy stuff. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys and lovers out there. Sayonara. Toodles. Hasta la vista.